Well, hello, friends. Welcome to the weekly recap from We Are Soccer. Big weekend as the international break is finally over. Thank God we are back to club football. Oh, my word. Don't get me wrong. I like the international games, but club football's where it's all about. Premiership is off still. They come back starting this week. But we did have FA Cup, so we had a couple of Premiership teams in the mix playing there. FA Cup games. Oh, and by the way, the FA Cup draw for the semifinal happened. We're talking about that. We're talking about some Bundesliga news as well. Interesting Bundesliga news. We've got MLS Round-Up. Messi played a couple of minutes and scored. He did what he normally does. Comes on the field, looks like a superstar, scores a great goal with his right foot. Oh, Messi, you're the GOAT. We got a lot of other things to get to. Also, this is one we put on our Facebook page. What are some of the funniest things you've heard on a soccer pitch? We've got a couple of those to talk about. Also, do you know how much a referee makes in England? Specifically in the Premiership. We're going to talk about that. There's a couple of arguments going on with that. Is it too much? Is it too little? We got a lot to get to, folks. All right, before we get going, let's jump in. Let's go.
What? And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner! Who gives a shit about where the ball's been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. Literally, I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team.
Do I look like I'm freaking kidding?
He does things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
All right, friends. Again, welcome into the weekly recap. Thank you for joining. We very much appreciate it. Before we get started, I want to say a big thank you to some of our sponsors, some of our friends, some of our friends and sponsors who've been with us. Can't talk today, for a very long time. Big thank you to Soccer World, soccerworld.net for all of your soccer gear needs. My son went to Soccer World and picked up some freaking awesome black Pumas this week. He is super excited about that. We'll see if they have the goal-scoring touch. Big thank you to Next Level Training. Aaron, Dylan, Scotty, Summer, Renato, the boys and the girls of Next Level Training are the best trainers in the country. Big thank you to the Michigan Jags, MichiganJaguarsFC.com for more information on that awesome club, which some of our kids here play for and did today. And a big thank you to the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. If you're injured or need some baseline testing and need to get back on the field, hit up the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. All right, it's FA Cup weekend. We've said goodbye to the international break. That is over and done with. Good riddance to that, but a lot of news coming out of that. One club could be suing a nation. We had some injuries. We had some red cards. We're going to touch on a couple of those little topics as we dive in a little deeper. But the next international break doesn't happen until the summer, so good riddance. English Premiership was not back this week. It comes back in a couple of days, starts off again. We had the FA Cup games. We had 4 of them officially, 2 yesterday, 2 today, Saturday and Sunday. We'll talk about those games and see who's going to advance to the semifinals and who plays who. My team, Aston Villa, is involved. Woo! They beat Preston North End today, 3-0. As Brooks likes to say, Preston North End, huh? Well, Preston South End was probably pretty unhappy.
Yeah, East End and West End too, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they're not happy. But Either way, none of the Preston ends are happy because they all lost. All right, we're going to talk about some Bundesliga chat time with our friend Nate, who's in the house. He just arrived. We're going to talk MLS Roundup with Brooks. He's super excited to get on the MLS bandwagon again as the season is fully in swing. And Messi is doing time load management so that he's ready towards the end of the year. I don't know. He didn't come on to the 55th minute yesterday. All he needed was 3 minutes because he scored after that. We're going to talk about that. We got a lot of other things to get to, as well as one of my favorite topics for the night. What's some of the funniest things you've heard on a soccer pitch? If you've got one, throw it into the chat. We'd love to hear it. Also, as I said, it's Nate and Brooks here.
We can skip the Bundesliga.
No,
It's a stupid league.
I'm
Stupid people.
I did see this Stuttgart score.
Stupid.
I'm sorry.
Stupid.
Maybe we'll talk a little bit. I mean,
Hey, on a positive note, it beat the pants off of two I don't know, coaches in a scrimmage. They had pads on.
do scrimmages count, Nate?
Always.
When
you win.
Yeah, only when you win, though.
Just kidding. No, they don't. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, though.
We'll talk about that in a
I
little
think
bit.
the kids
yeah.
had fun.
Yeah, the kids did actually. Both teams. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Brooks, you spent a lot of time in the studio today doing a lot of cool things. How are you, buddy? All good?
I'm good. Making graphics and do all that fun stuff. So, yeah, I watched the Michigan State basketball game today while I was working, and I was watching MLS matches. And
You know what we're gonna
They
do?
win?
You know what we're gonna do for that?
they did not.
Sound for that because Michigan State did not win.
No,
I wasted about 2.5 minutes watching.
it
Sorry,
was
guys.
rough.
Wasn't trying to be funny. I virtually don't pay attention. However, someone on my soccer team got me in this like Elite 8 thing, and Michigan State wasn't on there. Like I only joined because they're like, come on, we need one more. And I said, fine, I'll join if you pick all my teams because I have no idea what's going on. And I don't really care, and I'm not going to go look it up. Not even who's playing.
Yeah.
And so he gave me this list of 8 teams, and I saw Michigan State wasn't in there. And I went, I'm going to put them in there. I said, first thing I had to ask, are they in this tournament? And so I put them in there because they always do well in tournaments. So I was kind of rooting for them, but I'm not going to watch a game. That's silly. No, I'm not gonna do that.
I don't got time for
They
that.
lost.
I don't got time for that stuff. No.
Hockey lost in the Frozen Four.
Yeah, well,
That
just
was
so everybody's aware, Brooks and myself are Michigan State alumni, so Brooks keeps up with all the sports.
I do. Sometimes I gotta watch other stuff.
I do not.
outside
I do
soccer.
not keep up with any of the.
Yeah, lacrosse starts in like a couple months. You know.
Oh, good God! Here we go. Oh, Nate. I tell you. Yeah.
Show's over, people.
Show's over. Good night. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
All right, now let's jump in. All right, fellas. As I talked about right off the top, we're going to talk FA Cup. Yesterday, they kicked us off. Fulham played Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, got to be honest, Crystal Palace gave up all the possession. They said, here you go, Fulham. Do what you want to do with the ball up there. Have 70% of the possession. Good luck to you. See what you can't do. And Crystal Palace walk off that pitch 3-0 winners. I tell you what, Eze, oh my God, if someone doesn't scoop this kid up in the summer, he's going to end up dying at Crystal Palace. Someone please come and get Eze. Save this kid.
You have 2 of the goals?
Listen up. He had one, and then he created another one.
Yeah.
For it wasn't Mateta, I forget who. But listen.
Oh, it was the Arsenal kid, the guy that left Arsenal scored the third one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Ketia, yeah.
And Ketia.
Yes.
So listen, Eze is a phenomenal player. I would be surprised. I know he signed a new contract recently. I'd be surprised if he stayed a lot longer than that. Look what Elise is doing at Bayern Munich. He's lighting it up there and playing very well. I expect Eze to be doing the same in the next year or two somewhere else other than Crystal Palace. No offense to Crystal Palace. Just not a huge.
You're just beating up on the team that's going to beat Villa next week. Ease it up, man. Ease it up.
You know what? Crystal Palace have beaten us twice this year. So I'm not super happy with that draw, by the way. That's
worse.
It could. Well, could be worse? Manchester City?
Yeah.
Manchester City looked good today. They played well.
That's the only thing they got to play for, man.
It really is. Well,
That's it.
According to Pep, getting 4th in the Premiership and securing that Champions League spot, it's a pretty good accomplishment to him.
Sweet. So,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Imagine this year if they go trophyless.
Oh, my word. And don't get into the Champions League.
He's going to get fired.
Nah, he ain't gonna get fired.
I'm just joking.
He has admitted it's a down year, though. He goes, we don't have much left to play for this FA Cup trophy, and then
They got to
getting
go
4th.
on. They got to go on.
That's it. That's all they got. You're right. So one of the other games that happened yesterday was Brighton Hove Albion and Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
0-0 at the end of 120 minutes. And then
That was up and down.
PKs, up and down.
Up and
I tell
down.
you what, there was a couple of penalty shouts, and the one where Matoma brought the kid down in the box. I thought
That was not a card.
it should have been a penalty.
No.
Why not?
no,
Hold on.
no.
Let's
Why
preface
not?
one thing before we talk
Yeah.
more and where we stand. Brooks plays goalkeeper. Craig is a forward.
Yeah.
Craig thinks breathing on somebody if you're too close is considered a technical.
Whoa, don't do that
Yeah,
dangerously in the box.
And should be instant PK.
Yeah.
I go back to a classical time in the game where me and Papa Hearn would reminisce and watch and call players soft. That was the one thing when he called that one. I think we were watching a game. He's like, "Oh, that guy is soft." I'm like, "What the hell?"
My dad was a true center back.
What the hell?
He always.
I think I hunged him and I yelled out, "Papa!"
Listen, that Matoma slide. He was past him. The dude stuck his foot. And he got hooked into his arm. He did not go back and scoop his arm. His foot got hooked into his arm.
Okay.
That is not a foul. That is not intentional.
He didn't come back and scoop the guy's foot, but as you can see, the guy's trying to put his foot down and accidentally gets it hooked into Matoma's arm accidentally.
That's
and
not
brought
a
him
foul.
down.
That's not a foul.
We're at odds.
Accidental things happen, Craig. Accidental
If
things
you
happen.
accidentally,
And that's not a foul if it's
if you accidentally break my leg, is it still not a foul? It's still a foul, right? Accidents happen. Defenders make silly mistakes. That should have been a PK.
I have to say, intent doesn't determine whether it's a foul or not.
Thank you. Either way,
Wow.
went 0-0.
You know.
It went to penalty kicks. Nottingham
some bad
Forest.
PKs in that
Some
one.
bad PKs. Nottingham Forest advanced 4-3 over Brighton Hove Albion.
I give credit, though. Is Sells the backup goalkeeper that plays for them, or is he the starter?
They've had, I think he's been the starter for most of the year.
He was good. He made a lot of great saves. I mean, there are a lot of great. Diego, the dude they bought from Inter Miami, came on, and he had a good header at the end that he pushed over the bar. And
Oh, what a save.
it was a great save.
What a save.
And those PK saves he did well. Some of them weren't taken well, but
Right.
there was one of them he saved well. But yeah, they're good. I mean, Nottingham Forest I think they could be a Champions League team. They can finish top 4.
I mean, they keep plugging away right now. They will be. They're having a hell of a year, I will say that. Unexpectedly having a hell of a year.
They'll get in the Champions League and get like thunderstruck.
Oh, absolutely they will.
By the way,
Absolutely they will.
Our buddy BX Gunner 81.
Hey!
I
says-
love it
Gunner.
when you type things in as that guy.
Yeah,
I know,
Gunner,
right?
how are you, my
What is
friend?
what is Brooks? I mean, BX Gunner.
Yeah. He's today's players are kind of soft 100%. So he
Yeah.
agrees with Nate. There you go. And then
I think we can all agree on that. I think we can all agree
Yeah.
today's players are a bit soft. That's the way the game's gone.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yes.
All right. I want to know, BX Gunner 81, did you see the specific foul on Matoma? The Matoma caused in a box. He wasn't on purpose. Want to know your thoughts? Was that a penalty? In my opinion, should have been a penalty. According to the referee, it was not. The referee, by the way, we're going to talk about their pay a little later and how much they earn per year. The number that they earn just flabbergasted me. I am just shell-shocked at how much money they earn. Stick around. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. All right, other games that happened. The first one today, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. I got up on a Sunday morning a little early to prepare for this one. Preston North End hosting my Aston Villa.
Did you make breakfast?
No, my breakfast to this morning was a bowl of Life cereal.
Okay.
I'm a cereal guy.
Coffee?
Tea
Oh, sorry, tea.
in the Aston Villa mug.
Okay.
And I had the Aston Villa bowl, by the way. Had them ready. It's me on the couch. Family sleeping upstairs. Me.
You have Aston Villa cereal too?
Do you
No.
have your Aston Villa onesie on as you're watching with your tea?
No, unfortunately, I've grown out of the onesie. I actually am going to do a video very soon, guys.
Oh, jeez.
Just walking around my house, showing you all the stuff I have.
Villa.
For instance, you walk into the master bedroom. I've got a picture of Paul McGrath, a signed picture of Paul McGrath on my nightstand.
How's your wife feel about that one?
I don't care. I don't
wonder if
care. I don't care.
I wonder if I should then do the same with Stuttgart.
Yeah, see, you could do it.
Because I got like
You have a Stuttgart onesie?
You got a towel?
I do.
You got a towel?
I have a Manchester United towel. I do
gross.
not have a Stuttgart towel.
I've got a bath mat, so I stand on it to brush
I have
my
a
teeth.
Stuttgart pillow.
For good luck.
I have I've got two Stuttgart pillows. One actually has a light where you flick it on.
Oh,
Ah.
Blowing of the stadium, actually. I didn't know that until like a year later after I bought it, and I was like, "What the hell is this hard thing on my head?" And it's like,
It's a
"What
light.
is this?" And I'm like, "There's a zipper here," and I'm like, I open it up, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And I flicked it. I'm like, "Oh my god, it lit up!" Probably said that it lit up, but it was in German, and you know.
yeah. You don't read German. But yeah,
Not really.
I sat this morning, watched my Villa game with my cup of tea in a Villa mug and bowl of Life cereal in a Villa bowl. The first half was dire. Oh my God, Villa were bad. Preston North End looked more dangerous on the breakaways. They sat in, they sat deep, they let Villa have all the possession. Villa couldn't do anything with it. It was, I thought we were liking this draw coming to Preston North End because we're a strong squad who hasn't played a game in 2.5 weeks. We've been recuperating. We've been training. We're coming out here. This looks like crap. And then Aston Villa remembered, oh, wait a minute. We're the Premiership team who's playing in the Champions League Final 8. That's us. Okay, second half, let's freaking play. Came out and played. Marcus Rashford scored his first goal for Aston Villa. Very happy about that. Very nice, well taken little side placement.
Sign him.
Sign him up.
Yeah, do you want him?
He's
yours.
I'm going to take him. We're taking him.
Do it.
Aston Villa fans,
Please.
we want him.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like Chelsea fans wanted Sancho. Now they're talking about paying $5 million for him not to stay.
Yeah.
Take him.
Yeah.
Take him.
Rashford
All
scored. Rashford scored a penalty as Ramsey was stamped on and went down. I'm sorry, it was Morgan Rogers stamped on, went down. Rashford steps up, takes the penalty. Boom, 2-0. And then a Jacob Ramsey goal to make it 3-0 Aston Villa. We are headed to Wembley in the semifinal. We got drawn against Crystal Palace, who about a month and a half, 6 weeks ago, beat us 4-1.
Wow.
4-1.
Now,
They stomped us. That was not fun. Yes, Nate?
what would you consider success now going forward?
For Villa?
Good question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're technically in 2 title races. Just walk with me down this path of misery.
Please, go for it.
And you're also 9th.
Ninth, but 4 points out of fourth spot.
Yeah, don't give me 9th with an asterisk. You're 9th.
4 points out of fourth.
My seagulls are ahead of you.
It's 9th with an asterisk. It's not like everyone's going to stop playing and only Villa can then play.
Yeah.
Okay? It's 9th. Okay? It is what it is.
Fair enough.
All right? Everyone still is going to be playing. Fulham is still playing. Brighton's still playing. Newcastle's still playing. And. All right? So, if you don't finish in a European spot and crash out of both cups, this is, I get it. It's doom and gloom.
That's what I'm expecting, by the way. We've done this before. I've been a Villa fan for 40 plus years.
You can't just go, yeah, the pain's real.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, we've seen this song and dance before.
You guys think I'm 40. I'm actually 21. I just look 40 because I'm a Villa fan.
This is what life is. Is your season now not a success? Even though you went far in both cup competitions, and they're probably not going to finish 9th. I agree. Sure. They'll probably finish maybe 7th, 6th, maybe. Maybe they don't get, with everything adjusted, maybe they get in a conference, not Europa, Is it still considered a successful season? What in your mind at this juncture would be a successful season?
Okay, so let me say this. Villa haven't won a major trophy since the early 2000s, and then the 94 Coca-Cola League Cup is the last one that really counted that I count.
Coca-Cola League Cup. How long ago did Coke sponsor that?
1994, and it stopped right after that. So we haven't won a trophy in years.
So any club winning any trophy, full stop, is, in my opinion, like, people were kind of making fun of Newcastle for Barra.
It's forever
70 years since
70
they won a trophy.
Anytime you break it, I don't care what it is, it's a legitimate league trophy. That's great success.
And I don't see us winning a trophy this year. I don't see us actually winning the FA Cup because of Man City left in it, and we pulled our bogey team of Crystal Palace, right? I don't see that happening. Obviously, we're not going to win the Champions League, but what the club have done this year, outside of the Premier League, is give the fans just this journey of a season, like through the Champions League, beating Bayern Munich at home, hosting teams that we never would have seen, we would have dreamt of seeing 5 years ago, right? We were in the Championship 6 years ago. We never would have dreamt of playing in the Champions League. So they've given us this run. We're playing PSG at PSG, and then PSG come back to Villa Park in the quarterfinals of the European Cup. In the FA Cup, we've had a really nice run. We've had some nice wins in the last year in the Premiership. I consider it a success because it's put our club back on the map. But again, we're going to come away trophyless, empty-handed.
So you understand why I preface this too? Mm-hmm. Is Stuttgart is virtually in the same journey that you are right now.
Oh, you're right.
Virtually in the same journey.
Oh, yeah.
Because I could say the same thing.
Yeah.
Stuttgart is sitting 11th, right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
6 points out of 6. Mm-hmm. Like 3 points out of, basically 8th,
Yep.
but 6 points out of 6 and back in European title.
Yep.
Right? 7 points, almost, 3 wins almost right out of back in the Champions League.
Are you still in the Pokal?
We are deep in the Pokal.
Okay.
We are
Deep in the
very
Pokal.
deep. We're the Pokal and we're playing Leipzig, who just canned their coach. So looking favorably for us because they can't win and coach bounce sometimes doesn't work in these tournaments. And we're sitting there same route as Villa. We're in the final four there of the Pokal. We're playing RB Leipzig.
So success or no?
And we also did the Champions League and kind of crashed out. Success or no, I'm going to actually say if they don't get back into some type of Europe, no. Right. And the reason why is, and I'm not saying Champions League, we have gone this deep. Last year, I think we went about this deep within the Pokal. So we've done this before.
Sure.
Right? And we were second last year. And I'm not expecting them to get second. I wasn't expecting them to get second this year, but I was hoping they at least would have been Europa.
Yeah,
sure.
I think Stuttgart will figure it out. They'll get into the Europa spots. They'll climb the table. They get in there, and then that's a successful season because you dipped your toe into the Champions League. You're giving fans a nice run in the Pokal, and you're back into the European spots for the following season. So they got something to look forward to and sign up for season tickets. So the money keeps flowing. The players want to keep coming into playing in Europe. It's a success. Everybody these days says if you don't win a trophy, it's not a success. Listen. Not everybody wins a trophy. Not everybody is Man City or the 90s, early 2000s Manchester United. A success for me is watching the fans get back up and go, "This is my team. I'm gladly wearing the shirt. I'm gladly buying more gear. I'm flying a long way to go watch the games." Right? We are proud to support our teams instead of people coming up and going, Who do you support?
Yeah.
Why? What?
That's a real thing.
And Stuttgart the last 2 years.
Villa?
And Stuttgart in the last 2 years has gone from bottom dwelling Bundesliga team getting relegated or almost relegated to mid-table, top-end table team that's actually going deep in tournaments. So we'll see. I mean, I hope they get past Leipzig. I hope they're in the final. Leipzig, and I hope they're in the final. Issue is chances they'll play Leverkusen.
Yep.
But they've actually played Leverkusen very well.
How ironic would it be? How funny would it be, Nate, if your team, like last year, we were both on the same journey of getting into the Champions League. This year, we both get to the final of the respective cups, the Pokal and the FA Cup.
What if they win it?
And they win. I mean, how awesome.
Are we taking the day off?
Yes.
Nice.
And we're just going to go drink beer somewhere and hang out and have a lot of fun.
I'm in.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
We'll get a cake for Sunday night show.
Absolutely. Oh, we're definitely getting a cake. Maybe 2. The other game that happened today.
Protein shake.
2 cakes. The other game that happened today in the FA Cup was Bournemouth hosting Manchester City. Bournemouth went up 1-0 through a really nice Kluivert goal, and then Man City remembered, oh, wait a minute, we have some class and we've started a really strong squad here. Let's move forward. And they won 2-1 in the end. Haaland scored a goal, went off injured, kind of rolled his ankle, got caught under under a tackle. Played on for a couple of minutes, but did go off. Looks like, I'm going to guess he'll be out for 2 or 3 weeks based on an ankle ligament issue. We'll see what happens there. Man City into the next round, and they play Nottingham Forest. So Nottingham Forest versus Manchester City on one side, Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace on the other side. Those games are happening April 26th and April 27th. It's going to be interesting to see. Now, these are semifinal games that are at Wembley. So this is a day out. This is a day for the fans. The fans get to travel to Wembley and watch their team play. And unlike here, this is a huge deal in England and in Europe. This is a huge thing. It's a day out. They call it hey, we're going to watch our club at the National Stadium, and it's a pride thing. It is awesome. A couple of stats here. Villa were last in the FA Cup final in 2015, where they were beaten 4-1 by Arsenal. The Villains... Yep, that's our nickname. Are one of the most successful sides in the competition, though, having won it 7 times. The last time, unfortunately, was in 1957.
Wow.
Crystal Palace are bidding to reach a third final, having been in 2 FA Cup finals in their history, 1990 and 2016. They lost both of those finals to Manchester United. Nottingham Forest and Man City. Well, Nottingham Forest haven't had a ton of success recently. They were in the championship for a long period of time and lower than that for a little bit. Now they're back and having a hell of a season. And Manchester City, well, we all know what they've done in the past. So, let's see. Anything can happen. These are one-game playoffs. Anything can happen. I'm interested to see. Hopefully, my Aston Villa can come out of the season with an FA Cup trophy, a big win. We'll see. Again, not counting anything before it happens. All right, we got a lot of other stuff to get to. We're going to talk about some Bundesliga pieces. Someone was fired. Someone's leaving the club after 17 years. Another player in the club are thinking about suing a nation because he got injured. We got a lot to get to in Bundesliga Chat Time. Oh, and by the way, MLS Round-Up comes up. We're going to show you the table there. We're going to show you where those clubs in the MLS are sitting currently. And we're going to talk about Messi because I love Messi. Nate loves Messi. Brooks not so much. We got a couple of pieces of news. Trent Alexander-Arnold has officially, looks like he's out the door and signing with Real Madrid. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about 10 players from the state of Michigan, or have ties to the state of Michigan, who are going to be in U.S. soccer camps coming up very soon. Detroit City FC played last night. We're going to talk about that. How much do referees make? Oh, and by the way, I've got a list of some of the funniest things that I've ever heard and you've ever heard on a soccer pitch. If you've got an extra one, put it in the comments. If it's good enough, we'll read it out. All right, we're going to return right after this.
Hi, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just going to do some light shopping. Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
South America. Ooh. Wow, that's not MLS. Cool.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump. Next in line.
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin. You know that.
Huh?
It's a mannequin.
Oh. Sorry, sir.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Huh?
All right, lots and lots to get to. One of the things I'm really looking forward to is sharing some of the funniest things ever heard on a soccer pitch. There's some good ones out there. I'm sure you guys know some. Put them in the comments. We'll read them out if they're good enough. All right, why don't we do a little bit of Bundesliga chat time? I know a lot of people are thinking, well, wait a minute, what really happened in the Bundesliga? Well, there's a lot to get to, my friends. 2 or 3 things I'm really interested in talking to. Nate, take us away with Bundesliga chat time, buddy.
It's the bonus. It's the Bundesliga Chat Time. It's the bonus. It's the Bundesliga Chat Time. It's the Bundesliga Chat Time with Craig and Brooks.
Yeah! I like it.
I can't wait till I watch Bundesliga recap because the highlight recap, if you've never seen the highlight recap show, it's like super awesome. It's like 45 minutes, nothing but the good stuff. But they also do a lot of breakdowns, and so it's just a cool, unique show. And I can't wait one day to turn that on and just hear like some live real band doing that same thing.
Do you think we could sue them if they're?
I wouldn't want to. I'd be honored.
Okay. All right.
Wait. You like money? Wait. Hold on. You like money?
We all like money.
Yeah, that's true. Kids gotta eat.
Kids gotta eat, my friend.
All right. So
All right, what happened in the Bundesliga, buddy?
nothing. It sucks. Get out. All right.
No, don't do that.
Because this is what happened. Leverkusen came out Friday, punched Bochum right in the face, threw out, pow, right? They're 3 points out.
Boom.
3 points out. I'm getting text messages from Brooks. Hey, what if Munich, because they got injury problems now. Their goalie's out, Davies is out, and they're suing Canada.
Yeah.
Everyone hates Canada. I told you.
Utter chaos at Bayern.
Anyways, utter chaos. everyone was gone on international breaks. St. Pauli stayed home probably because they have no one playing. What if St. Pauli gets one on Munich? And I said, that's not going to happen, Brooks. It's not. Let's get to reality.
Yeah.
And then St. Pauli went ahead.
I was going to say they went ahead 1-0.
Yes.
They also hit the crossbar a little later.
It's a title race.
Yeah.
It's a title race. And then Munich said, nah. And then they scored 3 goals. And that was the end of that.
They got a late one to make it 3-2, but it was
Yeah,
too late.
no one
it was
cares.
Too
It
late.
was 90 plus 3, Brooks.
Yeah, I know.
Kane, Sane, 17, 53rd, 71, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
And that's all she wrote.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah, I think Munich, I think Harry Kane will get his first trophy. I think Munich has, I would, again, if Leverkusen got to play him one more time, different story. But I don't think that's going to happen. Anywho, on to other news. Gladbach decided to end the career of Marco Reus at Leipzig by beating him 1-0 and sending Reus instantly being fired.
Marco Rose?
Reus, yeah.
So he actually has had a good run in the Champions League, right?
No.
I mean, they had a
No.
little nice run in the Champions League.
No, they didn't win a game in the Champions
They
League.
got through to the. Didn't they get through?
No.
Oh boy, where were they flying high, and that was keeping him in the job, and then all of a sudden,
Pokal.
He's in the Pokal.
Pokal. That's it, because they're sitting
Pokal.
6 and they didn't win a single Champions League game. They didn't even get to the next round. They were out.
But
So,
Champions League finalists last year,
Yeah.
the same team. I mean,
yeah. And then they added talent and didn't do as good. So
they sold a
can't-
couple of players as well. They lost.
yeah, no, but they gained players too. So you
Yeah.
can't. Leipzig want to win stuff. The organization. They know that Salzburg, nobody cares about that. And there are other groups, nobody really cares. So they're looking at, hey, success in the Bundesliga, success in a Champions League, that's what's going to look good. He has never performed. No offense to him, but he hasn't. I thought he was fired way too early at Dortmund, if you ask me, and I thought he stayed too late at Leipzig. So they have an interim manager who actually used to be at Leipzig, was under Tuchel as an assistant, went to PSG, and then I think he was at Munich for a little while as well. And he is now taken over as a caretaker. Lowe is his name. Last name is Lowe. And
Okay.
he's just considered an interim. I think they'll probably wait till the end of the year before
then
actually
they'll do
anything.
the search.
Then they'll do the search because we're so close to the end of the season.
Well, you know what happens in the Bundesliga? It's a Bundesliga coaching merry-go-round, man.
Yeah, we have high
carousel.
demands despite what people
I mean,
think.
there's like 18 teams in the league, in the Bundesliga, and then all of a sudden 9 of them get fired, and they just where they find a new landing spot.
True. On a positive note,
Yep.
before all that happened, Stuttgart, over international break, re-signed their manager to a long-term deal.
good.
Because there was speculation that he would actually possibly leave for Leipzig or Leverkusen because he had connections and ties there, and he's done very well with very little at Stuttgart. And so naturally, going to a better team would go. Which means only one thing.
What's that?
When Leverkusen head coach goes to Real Madrid, they will just
Xabi Alonso.
They will just have to pay more for our head coach.
Yes.
That we will then sell him for a lot of money.
Yes.
Son of a bitch. So that, speaking of which, Stuttgart actually got to play against Frankfurt. Hot to try Frankfurt, who we decided to get a red card early on by. Apparently, you can't hold a player, Craig. Did you know that? Like, as a
Definitely
defender,
can't
if
do
he runs
that.
back at you, you can't grab him and
That's a yellow card.
pull. No, that was red.
Ooh, must have been a bad one.
Yeah, because he was the last one back. Not too good.
Last man means denying of an obvious
Yeah.
goal-scoring opportunity. Whoop-oo.
Lots of posts, lots of hitting. Then, Gotsi decided to actually put a ricochet off and bury it in, and that was all she wore. 1-0. Wasn't a bad game. Stuttgart hung in, but unfortunately right now, Stuttgart is struggling as they have the worst form in the league. They haven't won a game in the last 5 matches, and they're the only team not to do so. Not so good. Not so good.
All right. Tell us, Nate. Tell us. I'm waiting for you to get to the 2 pieces of news that involve someone who's been at a club for 17 years and another one who went on an international break and ate maple syrup and hurt himself.
I was going to wait to the end.
Oh, okay, do it.
But I'll fast forward real quick, and then we'll be done. Freiburg, as far as important matches, Freiburg versus Union Berlin. Berlin actually came out and beat Freiburg and has successfully now pulled themselves out of any type of relegation battle. And Dortmund decided Mainz is not a top 4 team and punched them right in the head. right in the head. Their Niko Kovic is a guy. I think he's got the team actually playing very well now, which will be interesting as they go into the Champions League and what they do against Barcelona. I'd be very surprised if they got past them. And I'm not saying they will, but I think they could actually. Sure. I think they might have a good game against them because he's got them cooking, rolling pretty well, and they have talent at Dortmund. It was just not utilized right with really poor coaches. On to the news.
Let's do it.
What?
Let's do it.
All right, Canada. What are you doing?
What do you mean?
So let's do a comparison. We have a fast left back in the United States, right?
Robinson.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And who is a little banged up, and we said, stay home.
Yep.
You got games. Stay home.
Yep.
Don't come out.
Because these games are not super important.
Not super important.
No.
Important.
And, important. Not especially after you get knocked out of any title contention.
Oh, yeah. No,
But
if you're not playing in a final. No. Yeah. Keep everybody safe.
Apparently, Drone Man McGee, Jesse Marsh, Spazzy McSpazzer Pants running on the field, Jesse Marsh. He's not really, honestly, the more this goes on, and I'm not just saying this as someone who's called him a turncoat. Imagine if your coat. Wait, but hold on. Imagine if your manager got hemmed up in a drone scandal.
Yep.
Got red carded for running. No, he was there for that. Got red carded he claimed he didn't know anything about it. Okay, cool. Yeah, sweet. Got red carded for storming the pitch and acting the way he does. And then now a global club is talking about suing you and wanting an investigation performed.
One of the top 4 biggest clubs in the world.
Right, because you're
negligent.
Negligent, thank you, with one of their top talent and arguably one of the best left backs in the world by knowingly taking him while he had an injury and using him in what, and I know, don't jump on me. I'm not saying this because we lost, but do they give out trophies and medals for third place?
No, I don't think in that competition they even do.
Even if they did, would you?
No. They pretty much throw them away when they get them. So
playing for third place, we can all agree, probably a meaningless game. Yeah. Meaningless game. Yeah. I know we all lost our crap when Ponch lost, and our organization is on fire and losing.
Yeah. I do want to say, in the World Cup,
I get
even a third place game is a little bit of merit. It's the World Cup. But in
the Nations League?
In the Nations League? No, I'm on board with you here.
Exactly.
No. I don't want a third place trophy, buddy.
Before everyone gets mad at me, how could you, as a Canadian fan, some dude's throwing a maple syrup at the radio right now.
Or his laptop.
They listen to our show.
They only listen to it on AM radio.
Oh, okay. Wow, we get frequency, huh?
Yeah.
Canada, okay.
He's throwing maple syrup at his laptop right now. How dare you call this was meaningful? That's not my words.
Mm-hmm.
From the organization is that they used him in a meaningless match and got him injured.
So he was actually injured in the match before. That's what they said.
Yeah. Hold on.
He was knocked up going in.
Yes.
I want to make sure everybody's aware who we're talking about. It's Alphonso Davies of Canada and plays for Bayern Munich. Was over playing in the Nations League games, and yes, unfortunately, it looks like he has torn. No, it looks like he has. He's torn his ACL.
Yes, he had surgery. He's
out for several months, most likely 6 to 8 months. Yeah. And Bayern Munich is threatening a lawsuit against Canada because, as Nate said, they played him when he was negligently in a meaningless game that meant absolutely nothing. Just what a waste.
Apparently, they knew he was injured going in.
Yeah, that's the rumor.
Yes, that's the negligence, right?
And that's the negligence.
Did he sign the new contract at Bayern?
He did.
He did.
Okay, so good thing he did that.
That's what they're probably suing him about.
That's why they're pissed.
Yeah.
They want their money back.
They're pissed.
Yeah, well, they want all the medical stuff covered by Canada, and they want that there's other stuff they want covered as well that I read in the article.
Probably his whole salary.
Yeah, no, and that's is a rather large salary now that he signed a new
So,
contract because
the
Real
ru-
Madrid came after him for
Yeah,
a little
the
bit.
rumor is that the Canadian national team knew about his ACL injury before going into the camp. So he was injured going into the camp, knocked up.
Yeah.
And then they worked him for 90 minutes and then played him again instead of resting.
Oh, well, here's what it is. That's what happens when you go on these international breaks that mean absolutely nothing. Last piece of Bundesliga Chat Time news, Nate. We got to get to it. Thomas Müller is
Go to
officially
the MLS.
is officially leaving Bayern Munich after 17 years being there. Where is he headed next? I got to think it's MLS, man.
I don't know.
You got to be MLS.
He could also retire. You know what I mean? Like, he could retire. And I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I mean, you look at, I think, well, he's only 35. Well,
Marco Reus just came over, and he's doing okay in LA.
So did Schweinsteiger came about
Yeah,
when he
they
was
all come
35,
over for a
36.
year or two.
Yeah, but Schweinsteiger was an integral part of the Chicago Fire team, where Marco Reus has really been kind of a glorified,
Yeah.
guy coming off the bench.
Hold on. Time out. Because you jumped into something that had no relevance of this. I'm saying he's 35, played a long career at Munich.
Yeah.
When Schweinsteiger went to Chicago Fire, it wasn't like we're taking him because he's an integral part of our team. They didn't know that.
No, he was. I know the guy that brought him
was
there.
afterwards. I'm
Yeah.
just saying when he went, right? And that's my point. Like, I don't know what Mueller's going to do. I guess maybe MLS. I'm just looking at his age, looking at his career, but that's where Craig's ringing out.
But Schweinsteiger was a starter from the beginning for Fire.
We've got to assume Thomas Müller wants to come to the MLS. He doesn't want to quit, but who knows? We'll see. But he is officially going to be leaving Bayern Munich at the end of this year and coming to the close in a hell of a career over there in Germany for Bayern Munich. What a player he's been for the club and for the national team.
And he will be turning 36 this year.
Yep. So
I wonder if he's going to be retired from the national team yet, because I don't think he has yet.
I thought he did. I thought he retired along with Neuer and who else?
Neuer did.
Because
Hummels did.
they honored a couple of them at the halftime of one of the games. We'll have to look that up, but I could have sworn
I thought he
did.
still-
You're making me question it, but I believe he did. Who knows? We'll look it up. We don't
But-
know everything.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see if he could. I think he would be a good fit for it. I think he'd be good for the league. He's still playing at a high level. He's still playing for Munich. Sometimes as a starter, even as a forward. So it's not like he's unlike Royce. He wasn't really playing in the last years for Dortmund.
No, he came off the bench several times.
Yeah,
but
so it
just
doesn't surprise me. But Mueller, unlike Mueller is still playing actively. He started a few games.
After the UEFA Euros in 2024, Mueller retired.
Yeah, that's probably
okay. There you go. All right, we got a lot to get to. A little bit of MLS, a little bit of soccer news, and a little bit of the funniest things we've ever heard on a soccer pitch coming up right after this.
Tempo, yes, drop out, good. Yes, touch play, right foot, yes. Scan, good. Touch in, play, drop your hip, right, yes, good scan. Yes. Jay, well done. Inside on touch, play, see it, yes.
All right, guys, we got a lot to get to, including 10 players from here in Michigan playing for the national team or in the camp of some sort. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Before we kind of depart into that, I do want to talk about La Liga. Some great games happened this weekend. Real Madrid down 2-1 at home to Leganes, and they finally figure it out. They get back. A little luck on their part. Some penalties, some free kicks that maybe shouldn't have been called, but Real Madrid always seem to get that luck from the referees. 3-2 winners. Mbappe with the final. I don't know what Leganes' wall was doing. They broke apart, split, and he split them with a free kick. Now, it's really heating up in La Liga. The table there, if I can find it. Here we go. As you can see, Barcelona, who won today, 4-1. Lewandowski doing what he does, putting the ball in the back of the net. Lamine Yamal putting the ball in the back of the net once as well. They lead the way on 66 points after 29 games. Real Madrid behind by 3 points. Atletico 57. Athletic Club back at 53. And then Villarreal round out the top 5. Down at the bottom, you got Real Valladolid, Las Palmas, and Leganes. As I said, Leganes played really tough against Real Madrid yesterday. I'm surprised to see them all the way down there. They had a really nice game. They need to put some more games like that together, and they'll put some points on the board.
Oh, man, my Las Palmas are down there.
Yeah, they gone, man.
I know.
They gone. It's going to be a tough road back.
Yeah.
But Lewandowski scoring goals in La Liga. He's looked like he's back to his old form again, just putting the ball in the back of the net. Frankie de Jong stepped on in the second half today. He looked pretty good. Ferran Torres looked good. Barcelona are up and running again, and that's a scary thought. They are so good. They're keeping Real Madrid at bay. I believe it's 20 games unbeaten now in a row for Barcelona. Hansi Flick has that club purring, just purring along, man.
Well, Flick ball is pretty good, you know.
Ooh, he's doing it. He's doing it well.
Real bad international matter. Hell of a club coach.
Hell of a club coach.
Won a lot of Bayern.
Hell of a club
One
coach.
more than Pep.
One
more than Pep.
Won everything at Bayern.
Didn't he do the quadruple?
Oh, he did everything.
He won every trophy there was to
Won
win.
everything that there was to win. He won football.
And he won Club World Cup too.
Yep. And then got pissed at the board and left.
I know the board's gone completely, the whole new board, but anyway, he's over in Spain living it up with Barcelona. They continue on this trend. Not only will they win La Liga, I think they could win Champions League. They're just purring along like a cat, man.
Imagine when Barcelona gets their financials back in order.
Ooh, it's going to be a while for that, though.
Oh, come on. It's going to be like tomorrow. They got levers.
Now they're selling those taco kits, right?
I don't know.
For extra money.
Levers all over the place.
If they're getting money from winning stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. No, it definitely helps.
No. They've asked the players to sell taco kits to locals. You know, like you sell pizza kits. Yeah, you sell pizza kits to raise money. It's like they do taco kits in Spain.
Oh, good Lord.
You know that they really don't eat tacos in Spain.
I know.
You have no idea what they eat in Spain. Do you know where Spain is?
Tapas. They call it tapas. Sorry, it's tapas kits. My bad. My bad.
Small plates, buddy.
Yes.
Small plates.
Small plates, yes.
Small plates.
But yes, they help to pay their salaries. Buy a tapas kit to pay my salary. Thank you.
Someone watching right now, they're going, do they really do that? Is there something I got?
Someone's watching that. These guys have no idea.
That is not true. I just made that up, and I thought it was funny. So
We are
enjoy.
soccer or we aren't? I don't know what's going on here.
Thanks,
Anyway.
Brooks. Thanks, Brooks, for giving the warning. Because people really thought they were selling tapas.
Well,
people really thought Landowski was going door to door, in Polish, asking to buy tapas kicks.
People believe a lot of things on the internet.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Really? Like how 10 teams in the Bundesliga didn't sell more than 21,000 tickets?
Yes.
Martin. Oh, look. I'm like, that's not right. And like I looked it up and I'm like, no. I'm like, that's so grossly wrong.
The Facebook group that brings about some funny pieces. All right, we got to move on, boys. We got to move on. All right, we are going to talk about a little bit about the MLS. We're going to do MLS Round-Up with our friend Brooks. Brooks, I listened. I tuned it in last night. I got a little notification that said Messi's a substitute, and I went, okay, all right. I'll get to this after I wash the dishes. And then in the 55th minute, I noticed the kids weren't watching TV, and I got a little notification that said Messi's subbing on. I went, ooh, okay, yeah, now I can put it on. Look at that.
Yeah.
Messi comes on and scores a goal with his right foot, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, he scored a goal with his right foot. You know he doesn't score with his right foot very often.
Not very often, but
Not
as a
very
last
often.
resort, he'll use the right foot.
Yeah, and he That was a nice goal.
Yeah.
Went to shoot with the left, pulled it back, went around, hit it with the right under the goalie. Nice goal. Messi doing what Messi does. All right, let's talk MLS Roundup, Brooks. What do we got?
Yeah, instead of going match by match, we're just going to go over the table, to be honest with you, because now we're 5-6 games in here. Some teams are on 5, some are on 6. So, starting with the Eastern Conference, I mean, those are the top 2 teams right there, Miami and Philly playing. Philly off to a good start with their new manager, Bradley Carnell. He's got stuff, all cylinders clicking there with the new guys he's brought in, plus the young players playing. Obviously, I'm not shocked Miami's on the top, to be honest with you, the Eastern Conference. Columbus Crew in third. Chicago Fire are the surprising ones. They've done well in the past few ones. I don't think they're going to sustain that because they'll get injuries and they don't have any depth. So I think they'll fall down the table. Could they make the playoffs? I think they could. It's a possibility. They're playing much better football. Even though I dislike Greg Berhalter so much, I think he's actually playing better offensively. They got more going creation offensively.
Let me ask you this. Sorry to cut you off. Let me ask you this. Bigger surprise for you, Chicago at 4 or Cincinnati at 8?
Cincinnati's going through some stuff, but Chicago at 4 for sure.
Okay.
Cincinnati can turn on a dime and jump up the table.
We got some good players.
Yeah.
We got screwed over by the international break that still goes on, and we lost a bunch. That's where the 2 losses happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we came back and smacked Nashville.
You did, and that was a good win because Nashville has been playing pretty well.
And we smacked them.
Yeah, that was a good goal by Evander.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Only 6 games in right now.
Yeah.
Only 6 games in.
Playoff, buddy.
Playoffs is what it's all about.
Yeah, Charlotte's been a good one with Zaha. Pep Beal's been very good for them as well. I've watched a little bit of them here and there every week. So yeah, they've been good. Big surprise. Well, New England finally got their win. Toronto at the bottom is a surprise, and I thought Montreal would be a little better, but Montreal just firing their manager.
I thought John Herdman would be able to pull that around for Toronto.
No, it's not Herman. It's Frazier.
Oh, that's
John
right.
Herman got canned.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Frazier's a good coach, and I thought, Insigne was bought in, and the other guys, and they've kind of revamped. Maybe they're still getting used to everything.
Yeah.
I thought Atlanta would be higher up the table. I liked their Latte La. I liked the signing for him. It was a good first game. Yeah,
Brad Friedel's still playing well.
Yeah, no, Brad Guzan.
Sorry, Brad Friedel. Brad Guzan. Yes.
Brad Guzan doing well. Almiron scoring his first goal this season for Atlanta United this past weekend. Yep. So. It's early on.
Early doors, 6 games.
Yeah.
In. It's still a long way to go.
New England won finally. So, is Caleb Porter off the hot seat? No chance he's off the hot seat, but, it's a step in the right direction.
Sure.
I heard Carlos Gil met with a lot of the players. They had a team dinner. They discussed some stuff. I know he was acting out a bit. He apologized. So maybe some stuff's kind of, they're all not buddy, but they fixed a little of the issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. On to the West, my friend. What do we got there?
Yeah, so the top 2 teams, actually 3 if you want to consider, or even consider 4. Vancouver, I don't think anyone had Vancouver at even predicting in the first 6 games of the season on top.
Yeah.
They're good. They are a good team. They play good football. They have some depth, some guys that come off the bench. They are a good football team, and I think they will be the best team in Canada this year.
Bigger surprise: Vancouver at 1 or Galaxy at 14. No wins, 2 losses.
Vancouver at 1.
2 draws, 4 losses.
Vancouver at 1, but the LA Galaxy, don't forget, they don't have Ricky Puig. He's still coming back from his injury. They didn't really they lost a lot of guys. They got rid of Marky Delgado. They got rid of a ton of guys. So. What do you expect when you couldn't keep everyone? And that's what salary caps do sometimes. You win a championship, you got to spend a lot of money, and you can't keep everyone. So you got to get rid of guys, and you got to bring new guys in, and you got to figure out who you're going to bring in the summertime. So Sporting KC, some news, just a little bit of brief. The Cauldron and another supporters group has written a letter to Peter Vermees and the ownership group that says they would very much like Peter to step down from his position.
Ooh, really?
Yes. And I think a few weeks ago we talked about, you and I discussed how I think it's time for Peter Vermees to step away.
Yep.
And
listen, the numbers bear the fruit, right? Yeah. 6 games in, no wins, 1 draw, 5 losses.
Yes.
-6 goal difference.
Yes.
It might be time.
Yes.
It might be time.
Yes, for sure. It definitely is time. San Diego, let's close it up here. San Diego with a good 3-2 win over LAFC. San Diego starting very well. Mikey Vargas has that team playing really good football. They're a little slow in the back line, but they have goal scorers. They can score goals in many different ways, from distance, playing through the middle, and behind. It's a very good squad. So San Diego, I was very wary of how they assembled their team and what they're going to look like, but they are proven that they are a very difficult team to play against. They have a good fan base. Unfortunately, there was a little scuffle between the LAFC fans and San Diego after the match last night.
Saw that,
someone knocked someone out cold. That's never want to see that.
So it looks like my prediction of San Diego finishing with the wooden spoon, which is dead last in the MLS, is not going to happen.
Yeah, as much as me picking the Union to finish the wooden spoon too. So
yeah, you know what? It happens. That's the MLS parity. You never know what's going to happen from year to year.
Exactly. So, but early on, but we'll see what happens.
Yep, still a long way to go. 6 games in. All right, guys, we got a couple of other things to get to. 2 things I want to get to with you fellas specifically is referees and how much they earn in the Premiership per year. The number I thought was just staggering. And then I've got some comments that came in our Facebook group for the funniest things ever heard on a soccer pitch. We're going to do all that right after this.
I'm Craig Hearn. Today, I'm here with the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. He's going to show me some simple exercises and stretches to do before my soccer games. Because to be honest, I'm getting a little older and I need to be better prepared for these games. All right, he's got some stuff he's going to show us. Let's jump in.
What's up, guys? Dr. Zach here with Craig. We're going through a dynamic warm-up here. Super important, especially in this age group as we get older. A lot of guys that I see, they go right from their car and straight to the field without any warm-up. We want to make sure that we're getting the body warm, we're getting loose, we get the heart rate up so that we can help reduce injuries. All right, guys, so I've got Craig currently doing some grass sweeps. He's doing a Frankenstein stretch, and he's also going through some pogos right now. Whoa, Craig, what the hell?
Yep, sorry, Doc. All this newfangled dynamic warm-up, this and that. What was wrong with my old warm-up? Oh, yeah, the doc was right. Definitely need the new warm-up. Oh, good Lord.
All right, big congratulations to these young Michigan players from here in Michigan who are headed to the March camp of several U.S. women's national team programs. This is a really big honor to be called into these camps, to be put in front of the coaches, to give it all they've got, because that means they've done a real good job back at their school or their club where they're at. So let's go off the list here. Big congratulations, Eva Coutinho, playing for the PSG women's team. She's called into the U23s camp. Awesome there. Keely Titmus, who we interviewed. You can find that on our YouTube page. She is currently playing at Penn State University. She's been called into the U19 camp, currently at Penn State, played for the Nationals here in Michigan. One of our favorites, Miss Chloe Ricketts, Washington Spirit player, called into the U18 camp, Michigan Jags player. I know her family, fabulous people, but really happy for Chloe that she's getting called into the U18 camp. Tyra Chu, Nationals player, called into the U18 camp. Miss Morgan Roy, Notre Dame is where she's currently playing, called into the U20s. I actually trained Morgan Roy for a couple of years with her dad back in the day.
There you go.
Her dad is Travis Roy, former professional player, won national title with Wisconsin, and I believe it was 1994's Mr. Soccer here in Michigan. So big congratulations to the Roy family. Congratulations to Olivia Thomas, playing down at University of North Carolina, called into the U20 camp. We got Haley Bauman, University of Wisconsin. Congratulations, Haley, called into the U20 camp. Michaela Johnson, plying her trade with the Chicago Stars, called into the U17 camp. And last but not least, certain Michelle Cooper, playing for the KC Current. Michelle Cooper, one of the fabulous players. I love watching when she comes and plays for and trains with Next Level Training. Aaron Bird does a phenomenal job training Michelle and a lot of these players here. Oh, I think out of the.
And you forgot one, Amelia Villarreal.
Oh, I missed Amalia.
Yeah, Amalia.
Amalia. How could I forget Amalia? Because you know what? We interviewed Amalia a couple years back. Amalia is probably one of the most down-to-earth people I think we've ever interviewed. Such an awesome person. Got the chance to watch her play before the game kicked off. I went, I've never seen her before, but I hear she's good. She's like this tall.
5'2".
Yeah, man. I was like, is she really as good as what people say she is? Oh, my God, she's good. She had a hell of a season down at Texas, University of Texas. Amalia, congratulations. Brooks, it is freaking phenomenal to see all these players from Michigan get called into the U.S. women's national team camps for the various ages. It just shows the sport here, especially the women's side, it's crazy good.
Yeah.
Crazy good.
We have, listen, let's stop, go back over the schools. Michelle went to Duke, Ava went to Notre Dame, Olivia's at UNC, Morgan Roy's at Notre Dame, Haley's at Wisconsin, Keely's at Penn State, Amalia, Texas. Chloe did not go to college. She skipped and she went right into the Washington Spirit. Tyra Chu's going to the University of Minnesota, and Michaela Johnson, she was going to go to Florida State, but she skipped out and signed a pro deal. So, the quality of our women's programs here between the Michigan Hawks, Michigan Jags, Nationals, Midwest United on the west side of the state is just, it's second to none. First to none. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
Everything. I think I always look at every list that get called out, whether it's March or October camp or wherever they get called in. There's always at least one Michigan player on the 15s, the 16s, the 17s, the 18s, in that age group. And then, now we're starting to add more into the 23s and the national team and the U20s and whatnot. So, along with our strong men's program here we have in the state of Michigan, the women's program is just as good. I've been to a Michigan Hawks combine they run in the wintertime, and there are literally probably 80-some colleges just around the Schoolcraft Dome watching these matches, and they're all from big-time schools. So it's crazy.
Shout out to the Michigan Jags as well. A couple of these players have played for the Jags. Chloe Ricketts, Amalia Villarreal. Two big-time players coming out of that program. And we are big fans here of the Michigan Jags. So congratulations to all those young ladies. We're hoping you guys do well and can go a little further after that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got a couple of other pieces I want to get to here. Fellas, do you have, if you haven't seen the graphic, do you know how much money a premiership referee earns?
We saw that you posted in the...
I don't read anything.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't read, so he might have no idea.
So I'm going to take a step. Yearly, weekly, matchly? Yearly. I'm going to go with... $111,000.
That's a pretty good guess.
Hold on.
Okay.
$552.50.
Wow, pretty specific. Okay, Brooks, you did read it. Nate, you're a little off.
I think it was 150, wasn't it?
174,000 pounds. 174. Here you go. 175,000 pounds is what a Premier League referee earns. Pilots and air traffic controllers in England earn about 91. IT directors are 81. Chief executives at 81. Marketing and sales and advertising directors are 80. And down in 10th there, financial managers. Listen, you're 175,000 pounds a year equals to $220,000 a year. That's a lot of freaking money. Now, in my opinion, I don't think you should be earning $200,000 a year.
Do you want to make it feel even better?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
If you say it's for 40 matches out of the year, it's 90 minutes a match, right? It then goes out to $2,916 per hour.
300? How what?
$2,916 per hour.
Okay, so that's just
per hour. That's their hourly wage.
Nutty.
That's their hourly wage.
That's nutty. But there is a lot behind the scenes, right? They got to keep in shape. They got to do a lot of testing. They got to do a lot of it. It is a 40-hour a week job, and there's traveling involved.
And you're training
Don't get me
all the
wrong.
time.
Now, I got into a little argument with a friend of mine.
Do they get per diem?
Probably.
Don't most likely yes for,
I don't know,
traveling.
do they?
For
Especially
traveling,
for big competitions.
for traveling,
when you fly,
absolutely.
I bet.
I got in a little
Why not?
argument with that, Fred, and they said this is way too low. They need to be paid more. And I said, "Are you kidding me? For how bad they are, they have to go use every time they make a mistake, they get to go to the video and change their mind. They have a guy in the box watching them, telling them they made a mistake, and they can undo that mistake."
Oh,
And
Craig.
I'm actually going to argue this. I do not blame the way reffing is on the refs.
Agreed. The way it's come down with VAR, agreed.
And your league is stupid and does it stupidly. MLS and Bundesliga have adopted this new way of doing things where they actually get to tell you what's going on. So you understand what they were looking at and seeing. So they explain things. I think it's been going swimmingly.
Yes.
It's no more like, I don't understand what they're even looking at or saw.
But would you expect a Bundesliga or an MLS ref to be earning $220,000 a year?
Why didn't that graphic, they'd compare all the leagues? That's what I wanted to
I
see.
do need to look that up. I need to go back and look. But I guarantee no one's earning anything close to that
Yeah, the
in
players.
any of the leagues.
MLS, I believe I've heard not all the referees, but the experienced ones earn six figures. It may not be $200,000, but I think MLS is one of the higher paying referee leagues.
So
Too much? Too little? What do we think?
I don't think I don't know if it's too little. I'm not going to say too much though.
No?
No, because here's the thing. Reffing has not a very long lifespan.
Correct.
And they
You're
got
not going 30 years.
I don't believe these guys are doing other side gigs. You know, there's too much time and investment.
Oh, I agree.
So,
I agree.
you have to, like you said, you have to stay in shape. You have to. I know for a fact they have to pass a beep test. I know for a fact they have to pass certain requirements and tests regularly and yearly. You know, in order to do this, I think they have to pass the beep test like 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah.
They get constantly tested. They're constantly there's a lot going.
You're always
on.
under training. There's new stuff going on.
I will say,
and rule changes.
For that amount of money, I expect them to be better. The refereeing has gotten, and again, probably
I don't think the refereeing
is. I don't think it hasn't gotten better in my opinion in the last 5 years.
I'm going to say the refereeing probably has not changed. It probably has gotten better. You know what has gotten worse?
What's that?
You.
Me?
Yes.
I expect more?
Nope. Fans like you who want things micro-framed down and go, look, his stud glanced past his foot. Why wasn't that called?
Yeah.
And here's the thing.
Like the Matoma foul.
They can go look at it on the
So they
monitor.
you want them to stop the play every 5 seconds to go look at something?
Someone tells them when to, and then they go do
that's
it,
a
and they
problem.
still get it
That's
wrong.
a problem too. And I think there's too many closed frame and look, I took this still, that's the same. No. The thing that everyone has forgotten, it's discretionary. It is not black and white. It is not this is how it goes, this is how it is, and that's the problem. Call it both ways. You're on the sideline. Come on, ref, be fair. It's not how it
While
is.
I can
never
agree
was.
with you a little bit, I still think the amount that they're getting paid in the Premiership is astronomical. I think it's too much for what they're actually.
That is Craig Hearn at yahoo.com.
Well, you
for
know
all
a lot
you
of
refs
them-
that want to yell at him.
You know a lot of them probably, I imagine they probably go to therapy. You have to think they do because they are the
Because they
ones.
get yelled at?
They get death threats all the time, Craig. You have to think about that too. Come on now.
You don't get paid extra just because you get death threats.
Well, they have medical insurance.
You guys got to understand.
Yeah.
These guys are living on the edge.
They are. It is on the edge.
No, I doubt any
They're
of them are in
doing no.
Brooks.
No, that was one of the excuses. That was one of the excuses in the argument as well. Was
you
they
talk to
deserve more
referees?
because they get yelled at every week.
Do you talk to referees? I talk to them all the time before college games, and yeah.
I don't like referees. I don't like referees.
I befriend all the referees.
No
okay,
offense.
they all know me. They like me. Come on now.
No offense to college refs, but you cannot equate a professional ref making 6
Hold on.
figures a year.
Hold on.
I'm agreeing with him.
You have to go through that to get to then the higher level. So that's
Agreed.
where most of them
Agreed.
start.
Agreed.
And then once they retire, the American guys do at least. Once they retire from
okay.
MLS and they're not in the video room or whatever, like Zoran Stoica, he goes and refs college games on his spare time.
So
Some of them actually do ref MLS games, and they'll come ref if they do the line.
Yeah.
They'll come ref college games during the fall.
we're talking Premier League. There's no college sports in the.
I understand that, but I'm just saying.
All right, fellas, we're moving on. I got something for you here. All right, we put a post on the Facebook group, the We Are Soccer Facebook group, and asked for some of the funniest things that have ever been heard and ever been said on a soccer field. I've kind of taken a couple of those, and I'm going to read them off to you. Are you ready? I gotta find the piece of paper actually that houses all of these. Some of the things are appropriate, and some of them may not quite be appropriate. Let me know what you think of these guys. All right, some of the funniest things you've heard on a soccer pitch. All right, you ready? I actually heard this one the other week when I was playing. Hey, there's 2 men coming on your back.
Oh, jeez. Good one, Craig. Good one.
I know, I know. I was like, wait, what? I was like,
Get your head out of the gutter.
There is actually 2 players defending on. Okay. Anyway, this one came from Bill. Hey, ref, better check your voicemail. You missed a couple of calls. I thought that was pretty funny.
That'd be a dad joke.
That is a dad joke. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, though.
Nate doesn't like dad jokes.
No, that was good.
Lame.
No. From Steve. So then Craig got the ball and he passed it. I didn't find that one funny at all, Steve. No, I know that's about me. That's not funny at all.
Oh, man.
What else do we have? Let's see. From Ben. That shot looked a lot better in my head. Yes. We've all said that.
Yes.
From Jade. This one, I literally was like, that's her. I know, Jade. This is funny. You ready? In this situation, one girl grabs another girl's ponytail, and the response is, the girl turned around and said, I like it better when your boyfriend pulls my hair.
Oh, jeez.
That's a brilliant response.
This reminds me of you ever seen the soccer video of the BYU girl that just hugs the oh my God, that's what I imagine.
A brilliant one. Yes. All right, this one from our good friend of the show, Jan. Jan says he loves it when parents say, "Boot it, Johnny." Yep, I'm sure Nate, as a coach, you love that too. Oh man. All right, a couple more here. This one from Thomas. Yo, come at me harder next time, bro. Ooh, that's probably something you shouldn't say on a soccer field because it definitely means a couple of different things. And this one from Bill again. Hey, ref, get on your knees because you're blowing this game. Oh, my God. I laughed my ass off when I read that one. All right, we have a couple of other ones that we've heard over the years. One specifically from me. I was playing in a men's open game. A guy who we were playing against was playing really poorly and got subbed off. My buddy Scott Emmert says, hey, coach, you got to put that guy back on. He's our best player. The guy sat on the bench and had no comment coming back because he was that pissed off and sad. Some of the funniest things we've heard on a soccer field. Brooks, you got anything? Was there anything funny you've heard recently on a soccer field?
No, I haven't.
No? Oh.
It's usually from parents when I'm sitting and watching games, and it's usually the youth games. Actually, the college games are good because the parents yell and don't know anything. Yeah, but I haven't heard anything good lately.
No. Nate, anything good?
As a player or coach?
Either one.
Because I got stories, man.
Give me one. Give me one of them.
Just want one?
Give me one.
All right.
Give me your favorite one.
I think my favorite one is I was playing in a league game, and I can't remember. I'm like yelling at something, and the ref, not to me, looks to one of my players and goes, I don't understand what that, short steroidal mother effer's problem is. And he comes up to me and says, hey, he's like, the ref just said this about you. And I looked at him and said, well, 2 of the 3 of those are right. And I go, I'll give you a hint. Not that tall.
That's pretty funny. I mean, some of the things that happen on a soccer field, you blurt out. And I was playing on Friday, and a player looks down to pass the ball, and I was going to make this run down the side, and I looked at the player I was going to be running against. I'm like, man, he's like 23. I'm not outrunning that dude. And I turned around after my player passed the ball, and I was like, dude, I pulled out of that a long time ago. And he goes, whoa. I was like, yeah, there's a joke there somewhere, my friends. There's a joke there somewhere.
As a coach.
When did you say that? That was Friday night?
Thursday or Friday. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably Thursday night. I don't think you said anything Friday night.
It was Thursday. It was in the field 3.
As a coach, I situationally don't really get mad anymore. I just don't. But I make fun of everything and everyone. Like if the ref misses a call, makes some type of joke. You know what I mean? And
Gotta.
And my parents are laughing constantly. And sometimes they'll be like, did you just say? And I'm like, yep. And I yell it across field.
I tell the referees all the time, hey, you forgot your white stick at home.
Nope, don't even, nothing like that.
Funny.
Like, it'll just be like, one of my players gets cleated or something, keeps going, oh, well, don't worry, we'll get the parents are yelling, go, hey, we'll get the next one, don't worry about it, there's some interesting banter. Some of it I probably can't say. None of it offensive. It's just I just make fun of people.
Yeah. All right, it's pretty much going to wrap us up. I do want to say Michigan, the Michigan soccer segment was awesome. I love talking about players from here in Michigan. Detroit City FC played yesterday, lost their first game of the season. They are now 2 wins, a draw, and 1 loss. They lost 2-0 to Louisville City FC. Fellas, we got anything else? Or are we going to wrap it up for the week and call it a day?
Nope.
All good. All right. Thank you again to our sponsors and partners. Thank you to Soccer World, soccerworld.net for all of your soccer gear needs. Big thank you to Next Level Training. Appreciate all the love and support they show us. Aaron, Dylan, Scotty, Renato, Summer, Bilal. The girls and guys of Next Level Training are the best trainers in the country. Big thank you to the Michigan Jags, MichiganJaguarsFC.com. They got some awesome coaches like Nate.
Hi. One more thing about NLT. When you register, it's really fun to do. I encourage everyone to do this now. There is a comment section.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, I don't know if they read any of these comments, but I always leave one unrelated to anything, such as, oh, no, I don't name it. Sorry, maybe I should start doing that. But, well, hold on, it gets better. I go, hey, I said, tell Renato Munich's an average team without Alfonso Davies. The weekend he gets hurt.
It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. All your fault. All right. Big thank you to the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. Look, if you've been hurt and you need to get back on the field, call the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. Or if you're healthy as can be and you're trying to get better, do some baseline testing. Call the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. He'll get you some baseline tests, and then you can increase and see how much you increase from there. Not only is he a good dude, he's a great soccer player, knows the sport so well. Dr. Zachary Atwood, the football doc. All right, that's going to wrap us up for the week. For us here in the studio, cheers.
Cheers.